is among the most common of Hell's low-born demons, thriving as scavengers that feed on carrion. Covered in rows of jagged spikes and protected by a tough, leathery hide, imps strike with searing projectiles, forged from the hellfire coursing through their veins. Zombies serve Hell as the shambling remnants of conquered species, their once distinct forms now grotesquely deformed by the corrupting influence of demonic energy. Stripped of their former identities, they wander the battlefield as mindless thralls to their demonic masters. Soldiers. These demons serve as the expendable vanguard of Hell's armies. The Horde's allegiance is fiercely contested, as commanding it signifies ultimate authority and dominance within the infernal hierarchy. Born from Hell's searing chasms of fire and brimstone, Imp Stalkers are predatory hunters of the Great Steppe, larger and more cunning than their skittering imp brethren. They tirelessly stalk their prey with a degree of intelligence absent in other demons in their rank. While closing in on their enemies, they unleash waves of fire that track and even anticipate their target's movement, as if the flames themselves bear sentience. They are especially threatening in close quarters, where they quickly lash out with searing hot claws that rip through flesh and metal with ease. Their general disregard for self-preservation makes them well equipped to serve as frontline soldiers. Reptilian steeds of the Archer-class demons, these horned quadrupeds bring speed and ferocity to Azrak's invading force. Spawned in the hellfire pits of the umbral plains, the Pinky Riders, as the Sentinels call them, are discarded by the Demon Prince the moment their war-torn bodies falter. Riders choose their mounts for fleeting glory in the underworld's halls, yet these beasts are no loyal companions. Many a Sentinel has witnessed the horrors of Pinkies turning on their riders, feasting on their flesh amid the chaos of battle. The Sentinel cultists, once esteemed scholars of Argent de Nur, fell victim to their own ambition. Drawn to the enigmatic power of an unseen dimension, they sought to harness its frequency, unaware they were courting the essence of Hell itself. Their experiments shattered their sanity, twisting their brilliance into cruelty. Now, under the dominion of Prince Azrak, they channel their corrupted intellect to breach the dimensional barrier, opening portals that unleash demonic hordes upon their homeland. Betrayers of their kin, the cultists' once noble purpose has been perverted into a dark legacy of ruin and servitude to Hell's will. Shield soldiers. These demonic foot soldiers wield shields, forged from dreadsteel, a black iron extracted from the volcanic pits of Hell itself. The dreadsteel's infernal origin imbues the shields with an aura of malevolence, making them both a potent defense and a symbol of Hell's relentless power. The Hell Knight, a monstrous brute of Hell's legions, thrives on the chaos of domination and submission. These aggressive predators, bound by blood to the reigning demon lord, are the embodiment of raw, unbridled power. Their existence is a struggle for survival, their ranks ruthlessly cold until only the strongest endure. Stone imps are a deviant mutation of the imp species. Azrak's war priests breed these creatures in subterranean vats of biomatter, which supercharge their already aggressive nature, pushing them even further into a state of mindless fury. Among the ranks of the Imp Stalkers, the elusive nightmare Imp Stalkers emerge as spectral variants, their nearly invisible forms weaving fear and surprise into the battlefield. Born from strange cosmic magic and hellish energies, fused between dimensions of the corporeal and ethereal by cultic psychomancers, they strike from the shadows, their presence a chilling reminder of dimensions that exist even beyond Hell. A gluttonous mass of smouldering hellfire, the Mancubus functions as the lumbering artillery of Azrak's demonic horde. These grotesque beasts gorge endlessly, devouring rotting flesh with an endless hunger until their organs burst within their bloated frames. Driven by primal lust for carnage, they kill and consume without restraint, their cannibalistic frenzy fueling their own grotesque growth. When their corpulent bodies can no longer move, they collapse, becoming a feast for younger Mancubi, perpetuating the endless, ravenous circle of death. In the annals of Hell's dark history, the Titans stand as tragic figures, once peaceful giants who roam their verdant world as guardians of their realm. However, despite their immense power, the The Titans were ill-suited for the true nature of warfare, and they were utterly outmatched by the legions of Hell. With their forms twisted by the Dark Realm's malice, and their minds enslaved by Hell's war priests, these towering demons lay waste to untold worlds. When the Titans of old were broken and subjugated under Hell's first empire, a small number was selected for medication. Cybernetic augments have transformed the Cyclops Titans into living war machines, single-minded sentries that unerringly obey the will of their masters. Lost souls are the remnants of humans condemned to damnation, their essence shattered into mere memories of mortality. The torment of merciless labor in Hell's flesh foundries broke their bodies and minds, yet their spirits were denied the mercy of destruction. Instead, they were desecrated repeatedly, torn apart until only echoes remained. These wayward spirits wander aimlessly, devoid of thought or need, seeking only the final judgment that can release them. Burdened with cursed weaponry that inflicts unending torment, they find absolution only in the carnage of battle. Their aggression surges unceasingly, coursing through their veins like molten lead, a torment that fuels their mindless ferocity. This unbearable anguish finds release only in the deafening roar of the hyperballistic firearm grafted to their limb. Spawned from the churning morass of Hell's blackened swamps, the Vagary walk the path of ruin, bound to no master, sworn only to suffering. Azrak whispers of blood and carnage, and so they follow, drawn to the agony he spreads like a plague. They drink deep from the despair of the damned, feeding on misery as a leech feasts on lifeblood. His war is endless, and for the Vagary, it is an unholy feast without end. The skies of Sentinel battlefields are now haunted by the ominous presence of Hell ships, aerial monstrosities that mirror the grotesque design of Hell tanks. These airborne units are crafted from a macabre blend of organic materials, an example of Hell's unnatural biotechnology. The Hell Carriers, colossal galleons of bone and sinew, embody the horrors of Hell's ancient past. Constructed using the remains of primordial beasts, their frames exude a dark majesty. The damned toil eternally in the lower decks, driving infernal engines fueled by the anguished spirits of Hell's victims. Once relics of a bygone era, these vessels have been resurrected by Prince Azrak to serve a dire purpose, powering massive portals capable of summoning Hell Titans. Revitalized by the young prince, the Hell Carriers now spearhead the invasion of Argent Denur, heralding doom with their haunting presence. The Cyberdemon, highest among Hell's infernal ranks, are ancient mythical beasts, elders of the Horde. Masters of annihilation, they command the lesser beasts with calculated brutality, driving them toward Prince Azrak's dark vision. Their lineage stretches back to the primeval age of the post-Jekad era, their history steeped in blood and fire. Fearing rebellion, Azrak severed the tendons of their mighty wings, grounding them in eternal servitude. Yet, bound by instinct and tradition, these warlords remain loyal to their master. Hell tanks are forged from the colossal remains of Titans under the guidance of Prince Azrak's war priests. These sentient machines are unmanned and directed by sorcery to prowl the battlefields for prey. Contact with the cosmic realm infects other realities, spreading an insidious growth at the breach points between dimensions. Buried within this grotesque organic material lie the malevolent tentacles, a natural extension of an unknown cosmic intelligence. Only Hell's most wretched and broken victims ascend to the Revenant class. Twisted scavengers, they fight alone, bound by no loyalty, sacrificing all in pursuit of their prey. A homing missile of pure hatred, their tortured minds find fleeting solace only in the suffering they unleash. With every scream they conjure, their torment briefly fades, driving them ever deeper into the madness of their eternal, merciless hunt. Outlanders torn from distant worlds, the Agaddon Hunters were enslaved, and corrupted by Hell's dark will. Once noble beast stalkers for their clans, they now serve Azrak's horde, their minds twisted and bodies reshaped. Marked prey are their quarry, chosen by the Dark Priest's decree. Enhanced to rival even the Slayer's martial prowess, these savage predators roam the battlefield driven by a cruel purpose etched in hellfire. Cacodemon's hybrids are ancient fragments of a vast hive mind, their twisted thoughts feeding the unknowable gods who reign over the suffocating lowlands. These creatures, once part of the demonic hierarchy of Hell, have been corrupted by the eldritch manipulations of the witch. They drift across the lowlands, their eyeless gaze seeking wandering minds to consume, devouring thought and memory, to sustain their eternal, maddening communion with the gods. An unholy fusion of Hell's sphere beasts and the witch's cosmic horrors, these monstrosities drift through darkened skies on wings unseen. Though already colossal, these abominations would, given centuries, swell to engulf entire worlds in their ravenous maws. The Komodo, towering behemoths of Hell's infernal legions, are a terrifying fusion of raw power and murderous instinct. These monstrous warriors earn their place in Prince Azrak's chosen vanguard through brutal trials of combat. Wielding their weapons with uncanny skill, the Komodo are as merciless as they are disciplined, striking fear into Hell's enemies and its denizen alike. Any sign of weakness, friend or foe, is met with swift, lethal violence. The Komodo embody the essence of destruction, an unstoppable force in the service of Hell's dark dominion. The Cosmic Baron, a construct of eldritch design, emerges from the mollusk vats of the Okrith synthesists, techno-sorcerers of the cosmic realm. Forged through forbidden gene splicing, its grotesque form mirrors the barons of Hell and marks the unholy union between their worlds. Once hallowed sentinel priests of Argent de Noor, now vessels of cosmic corruption, their souls twisted by the witch's eldritch touch, these fallen oracles peer beyond mortal veil with minds poisoned by alien essences. The cosmic taint courses through their veins, bestowing forbidden sight and powers that rend the fabric of reality. They serve as one, a serpent with many heads, each fragment of their mistress's unfathomable design. Through them, the malice of realms beyond bleeds into the world they once swore to protect. Drones are the lowest echelon of Maykr society and are trained to fulfill the edicts of their superiors without question. They are rarely seen outside the confines of the Creed Maker's ship, where they monitor the Slayer's tether and the security of his holding cell. The Old One, the fallen god of the cosmic realm, was resurrected by Prince Azrak's dark priests in a vile act of domination. Once revered as the witch's deity, its revival bound her and it to Hell's eternal service. Yet, resurrection by Hell's hand carries a dreadful price. What returns is never the same. Stripped of chaotic divinity, the Old One rises now as a corrupted machine of terror, bound in monstrous service to Hell's will, enslaved to darkness for all eternity. A slithering matron of Hell, the Whiplash coils through the abyss, a corpulent mass of gnarled flesh and ancient malice. Feared even among demons, these reptilian wardens lurk in the shadows of the high priests, their coils a living barrier between the young Prince Azrak and those who would seek his ruin. Fierce and cunning, they are the keepers of law, their whispered wisdom shaping the fate of the damned. Bound in the sisterhood, their insular brood endures the endless torment of Hell, thriving in suffering, eternal in purpose.